Australia Day, Day of Mourning, Invasion Day, Survival Day. Whatever you call January 26, it's a conversation that sparks debate each year. So, what's the history of the date? For more than 65,000 years, First Nations people have lived on and cared for the land now known as Australia. On January 26, 1788, the First Fleet landed at Sydney Cove. Captain Arthur Phillip raised the Union Jack, establishing the penal colony of New South Wales. This date would go on to mean different things for our country: a triumph for the Crown, and for First Nations people, the beginning of colonisation. The first celebrations of this date were in New South Wales, to mark the anniversary of the First Fleet landing on January 26. But it wasn't until 1915 when Australia Day was held nationally to raise money and stir up national pride for World War I on July 30. The date hasn't been a celebration for all Australians though. Protests began in 1938 when Aboriginal activists gathered in Sydney calling for equal rights, declaring January 26 a day of mourning. These early protests laid the foundations for today's Invasion and Survival Day rallies. In 1946, all states marked January 26 as a national day, but the public holiday was often moved to coincide with a long weekend. Then, 1988 marked the bicentenary celebrations. First Nations people from across the country held protests in Sydney alongside the celebrations. 1994 marked the year when all states and territories made January 26 a public holiday, ending the tradition of taking the nearest Monday or Friday off for a summer-long weekend. The last decade has seen many councils, businesses and organisations distance themselves from celebrating on the day. This move has received both support and backlash as a result. For some, Australia Day is a chance to celebrate the country's achievements, instilling a sense of national pride, while some First Nations people continue to protest and hold Invasion and Survival Day events. So as the debate around January 26 grows louder, should we find a new date for Australia Day, abolish it altogether, or keep it as it is?